Between the rights and the wrongs, between the tears and the songs, between the hopes and the dreams, between the space of each shifting scene. This next piece, thank you, is the opening piece and the title poem from the book called Of Sand and Sugar. Delicate and deliberate, soft, these spells take time. The last granule of sugar, its texture scratching your tongue, my tongue, our tongues are melting. One more grain of sand, its hour passing, overturning. History is repeating. It's funny how inspiration comes sometimes. I like to go for walks as often as possible, get up to the park. It's where I do a lot of my thinking, try to meditate, see what comes across. And I got into a habit last year of popping a Werther's original piece of candy into my mouth when I went on walks, and would just let them dissolve in my mouth as I went, just as a act or meditation of patience. And so that's where that poem there was born. Just all of a sudden, thought I would write a poem about a piece of melting candy. So I wrote that out up at the park, and then like a bolt of lightning, the whole collection just sort of downloaded as it came. So
That's my moment.
I got the theme together, and there was a publisher that had already asked for a book, so I was trying to make it work as quick as possible.
Yes.
Sent a poem in here to an artist in Alabama named Misty Milwee, and she did the front cover original piece based on one of the poems in here. She's an awesome artist. Check her out. And so that's how this one all came together. It's basically about the fleeting, temporary nature of life, reality, love, lust, the effervescent nature. And I think this is a piece that sort of encapsulates that. It's on the back cover, a short one called Tease. There's more to life than can be easily deciphered. Hieroglyphs mulled over in broken tongues, glimpses of revelation grasped for fleeting moments, only to shatter as if never seen at all.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
This piece is called Sweet Tooth. Look me in the eyes when I sing to you, the same way I turn mine away when you're screaming. There are aliens in the air tonight that don't know the meaning of fear. If there's sugar hiding under the rocks, I will hunt it and gnaw on every upturned stone with my front teeth.
Wow. Wow.
Eternal and infinite. This came on another walk. Are those stars or the headlights of a car? Oh, my dear, we are all just deer staring at God.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. This is a piece called Fault Lines. I run my hand across your skeleton key, finger the wounds where secrets are stored. I hold your image high in fits of ecstasy, lose my balance with each schism and tremor. I carve your golden name into tree bark with rust, silence the palpitations of an organ grown weary. I lick what is left after your cup has run dry, lament in the night over what never was born.
Wow.
Another undercurrent that flows through this book is love, lust, and the loss of both. This is another poem from the woods. I guess that's a theme throughout as well. Try to make it up there as often as possible. Get amongst the pine trees, which I just recently found out is my spirit tree in the Celtic tradition. So I guess that makes sense living here in Georgia. But just get up there away from electronics and the internet and social media and the news of the day, and try to find some peace once in a while. This is Blue Pines. I consulted my stars during a dry spell in the plains. They told me to lie down in the grass, make a blanket of the leaves. Told me to build a fire in the season when the sky grows cold. Told me age is just a number until it kills you. Warm in the bones where the ache melts. Told me the trees will always love you, but they alone cannot protect from the storm. Told me that even saints will cheat when they're trying to save the soul of a sinner. Told me clocks of time are just illusions, so add another hour when you're feeling slow. I spoke to my ghost in the night when the moon hung low. They told me every choice leads to another, but don't forget to breathe. All right, one more from this collection called Violins with Falsetto. There is only this dream of liquid crystal, melted porcelain wings, the breath of the cherub, stalwart at the gates with a heavy heart, rings of fire, a smile molded with wax. Yours was the dance that never missed a step, now long are the hours, a clock of ticking ribs. There is only this platter of flesh and blood, silver harps tuning, a feast for the choir. Stoic when the lions roar from their mountain, lakes of lava, a star set to the north. Yours was the voice resounding in echo, orbs painted of yellow, a prayer whispered in winter. There is only this shadow stained by the sun, twilight of the idols, a moment born in reprieve. So just a few days left here in summer as far as the calendar is concerned. It's hanging on with all its might, though, the heat we've had here lately. As far as I'm concerned, though, as soon as football season starts up, it's officially fall. So, do we have any UGA fans here? Right on. Big tradition in my family, and so I'm stoked about this game against Notre Dame on Saturday. Grew up watching games with my dad every Saturday. He played for Georgia back in the late 60s when he went to school there. And through the years, even after I moved out, would always make it back on the weekends to watch games with him, except for very few times. And he passed away now back in 2014 from lung cancer. So this is always a bittersweet time of year dealing with all those memories, but I always try to hold his name in the honor and esteem with which it deserves. So stay inspired and excited about this time of year. Then my grandfather before him was the sports writer and sports editor at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for 30 years until he retired back in '89, I think. And so that's where I get my love of sports and writing both. I think it's in my DNA a little bit. And this is a book that came out in 2018, and the first piece I'm going to read from it was a dedication to my father, called If Ever There Were an Idol. Morphine drips as a deep breath from God to numb away your suffering, though sorrow remains. Tip of the tongue spread from the lungs, laced through the blood, heavy on the liver where black cells metastasize. Deep in the mind, memories arise of unconditional love. Then, now, forever after. Everything good I've learned in this life came by observing your actions from the very beginning, molding my steps on those you took, though mine still fall short at times, often. Key words like honor, integrity, and karma were branded upon my consciousness from the lessons taught by your wise and gentle nature. Seeking the same ideas in Taoist texts, biblical scriptures, and spiritual mantras does bring a bright light, but it still pales in comparison to the one shine from your pure spirit. My Father, who art now in heaven, hallowed be thy name in my heart here on earth.
Wow.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you. So this is the final piece of the book. I usually close on it, but I'll do this and then work backwards for a couple of more, see how it goes. It's called Trembling Toward the Sun. How much distance and difference is there between a mountain and a molehill? And how far are you determined to climb to ensure your problems amount to blessings in the end? How tenacious is your will to peace? How deep is your reservoir of faith? When you weep with me, do so not out of sorrow, but exaltation. And know that even in our suffering, there shines a light of salvation. How many skeletons are there living in your closet that rattle bones when you can't sleep at night? And how tired are the dragons that guard the secrets hiding in the shadows that haunt your soul? How dedicated is your tongue to truth? How strong is your resolve in the fire? When you dance with me, do so not in half steps, but full measure, and know that every movement guides us closer to the stars. How many millstones hang around your neck as you drag your cross from earth to sea to sky? And how many psalms do you recite in darkness as a prayer for healing to arrive with dawn? How inspired is your passion? How embedded is your urge to ascend? When you sing with me, do so not in low key but high spirits, and know that this language of lyrics is born of revival. It's called Cavity. If you whisper into the night, the hounds will hear you, the owls will hear you, the old gods will hear you, the ghost will hear you, the grave sites will hear you, the future will hear you. Coughing up triangles in your double speak. It's 3/2 and our theory has grown restless. 7 layers of lung, 11 beams of light, 13 brands of chaos. Wisdom tooth pulled and innocence left us wanting for the right verbs. Go back and call it a fit of ignorance. If you scream into the void, if you laugh into the void, you will hear an echo. So, growing up here in Georgia, there was a radio station called Fox 97 that I grew up listening to. Era of the 50s and 60s and early 70s. So that's the music that's sort of embedded in my soul. And I can remember anywhere we used to go, my mom would turn it on the radio, driving around in that old gray Buick. And been listening to a lot of those tracks here recently on my playlist. This is sort of my homage to that station and that type of music called Golden Oldies, Still Shimmer and Shine. All I want is the truth. It has been said a time or two. But sometimes in life we get fed a steady stream of lies. So it's no surprise. And 3 open eyes can always see straight through such deception right from the start. All you need is love. A certain song once harmonized through melodic la la la. But sometimes it simply is not so. And amore can be reduced to ash quite fast if it is in fact only lust providing the core from which it is born. I am the walrus. I am the bloodhound. I am the lucid dream awakened. I am the vinyl record playing. So spin the black circle as wisdom from the past manifest in the present to clear our path toward the future. Ancient proverbs taste like promises of righteous revolution on the tips of wanton tongues that have developed taste for renaissance and evolution. It will all, one day, be dust in the wind, no doubt. But that should never stop us now from the screams and shouts that rock and roll our heavy metal momentum toward dance hall bliss, imbibed in double doses and imbued with the graceful glory of a starlit symphonic concert. We are the cosmos. We are the night owl. We are the seed of the soul. We are the story as it unfolds. Cuckoo, cuckoo. This is a piece. I had an opportunity to travel over to London a couple of years ago with some friends of mine, Heath Rocker and Matt Dugan, a couple of other contemporary poets, a couple of my favorites, and we had a great weekend over there. And I tried to romanticize the city a bit in this piece, called Across the Pond. London lights flash neon blue, emblazoned with the Phoenix and Piccadilly Circus, where energy is manic and creativity burns straight through the heart of a city without fog, if only for one night. Every language becomes crystal clear in a melting pot where mussels are served with fish and chips, and wine, and wine, and wine that flows along the River Thames with accents from regions both near and far, if only for one night. Voices from the crowd surface upon the stage at the Poetry Cafe, where society converges around the comforting caress of art that slips carefully off the tongues, that tease the promise of Renaissance and a culture renewed, if only for one night.
Yes.
All right, one more. Another homage to a song from the golden era there, Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds, which was their homage to Ecclesiastes, which is one of my favorite books in the Bible. So turn, turn, turn. This is not a poem, but a simple reminder that all of these experiences are temporary and fleeting, yet still far more beautiful than any fallen human being could ever ask, hope, or dare dream of. Like a cat fight by an oak tree under the blanket of midnight, like a last kiss on a bridge stained with the smell of smoke, like a first breath from two new lungs inhaling accidental evolution. Everyone has a breaking point. The trick is to come away at the end of the process with even more pieces of the puzzle in place than there were to begin with. And that's the message I'll leave on. Suffering is an inherent aspect of this life, but it's our choice to always give the great yes affirmation to life anyway.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.